Okay, I wasn't that not in the know. Like, I knew what game I was.
Welcome, friends and fans, to another edition of GalaxyCon Live, where we are bringing the convention experience directly to you. And today, we are going back to the year 1274 as envisioned by Sucker Punch Productions with a cast of the Ghost of Tsushima video game. So without further ado, let's all follow the fox and see who we find. Our first guest is an actor, director, and improviser whose credits include the OA, Shameless, and Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Today he joins us to discuss the role of warrior monk Norio. Please welcome Earl Kim.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hey,
what's up,
Earl.
Patty?
Good. How are you, boss?
I'm doing all right.
Oh, so glad to have you here today. Real quick, I came across this story a while ago and reading up at you guys. You had a very interesting experience on Avengers Age of Ultron where you pulled the DP inside and said, you're about to make a horrible mistake.
I did. I'm not sure if it was the DP. It might have been the DP's assistant, but it was essentially the a whole bunch of the writing on the train that was being filmed was either backwards or upside down. And so it was a quick moment of like, I don't know if you, not my job. I'm just an actor. Please ignore me if I'm overstepping my boundaries. But as a fluent Korean speaker, maybe this is a thing you want to check.
They're like, really? Are you sure?
I'm like, I swear to you, I'm not trying to punk you.
And honestly, I've been in that position before in the audio booth. I'm like, do you mean it when he says God? Because in the movie, C-3PO says deity. That tense moment of they're gonna walk me off or they're gonna go harumph, and they went harumph. Yeah, so absolutely. Well, Earl, thank you for sharing that, boss. And again, thank you for joining us here today. Everything is good in your part of the world?
Yeah, everything's fantastic. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks for joining us today. And let's bring out our next guest. She is an actress and playwright whose body of work includes Welcome to the Flash, Scissor 7, and Solo, A Star Wars Story. Today she joins us to discuss the role of caretaker Yuriko. Please welcome Karen Huie.
Yeah!
Karen.
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
so
Karen.
Hi.
So glad to have you here. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm sweating. I'm in New York, but I'm really, really good. And just super busy, like most actors. Every time you wake up, you like look at your phone and you're like, oh my God, I've got 3 auditions I got to turn in. And VO auditions on camera. And, So
yeah. We are always busy. Not necessarily working, but we're always busy.
Always busy.
But the job of being an actor is auditioning, isn't it?
Oh, very much so, very much so. And let me just say, you have had a really solid career. I mean, you were back in the trenches of the 70s, and you are going that way too. And well, I'm just saying this, but the fact of the matter is that you have been steadily working, and you've been out there, and you were part of those early years when the needle was being moved. And you were there, and it hadn't been for actors and actresses such as yourself, I don't think we'd be here today. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for sticking to your guns and sticking to your vision.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, I'm a playwright, and so I was happy enough just to have a play in a 99-seat theater, and then my then boyfriend said, "Oh, you should write to TV producers and get them to come down." And I said, "Really? You think they're going to get my little letter and just come down and say, hey?" But a week after I opened this one particular play, CBS called and said, "I saw you play last week. I don't have anything for you right now, but when pilot season comes around, I'm going to call you." I had no idea what she was talking about. So I got a sitcom pilot deal in 1990 or 1991 or something. Wow. Yeah, in fact, Lauren, this ties it in. Lauren was supposed to star in that with, oh my gosh,
Pat Morita.
Pat and Rita, thank you. Yes.
Yeah, like I said, I heard this story from when you guys were talking, so I wanted to share it with the audience. Yeah, did it actually film, or did it just
No, it did not. And this is how old I am. I was at Castle Rock the same time Jerry Seinfeld was. I got $30,000 because they had to pay for the rights to my play as well as paid me to write it, and they paid him $13.5 because his was based on an original idea. He went on to make $1 gazillion, and mine didn't get made. And now I'm still telling that story.
It's a great story, and I'm so glad you shared it with us. Karen, so great to have you here. Thanks again for joining us. And
Thank
next, he is an actor whose roles include Marco Polo, Bosch, and Revenge of the Green Dragons. Today, he joins us to discuss the role of the leader of the Straw Hats, Ryuzo. Please welcome Leonard Wu.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hey.
Hey, Leonard,
Thanks for
how are
having
you?
me, Patty. Really good. How are you?
Thanks for joining us today. So that's the top of a stringed instrument, but I can't tell exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah.
It could be
It's a guitar that I haven't played in like a decade. It's
Okay, all right. It's
yeah. It just sits there. My daughter took over the guest room, so all my stuff is in this corner now in my bedroom.
Display purposes.
Display purposes. Act like I'm artistic beyond just acting. I don't know how to play the thing though anymore.
It's set dressing for the Zoom call.
Exactly.
you wouldn't be the first to have. That's why I learned early on, and I tell the other hosts too. It's like, whatever you do, if you see a musical instrument behind them, do not ask them. It's like, oh, do you think you can play something for us? I know you think it'll be cute, and if they can play, great. But
Right. Don't ask me, Patty. Don't ask me.
No, I would never ask that. But I will absolutely say I loved you and Bosch. I adored that show, and a great job on that. And of course, Marco Polo. And
Thank you.
Absolutely
Amazing
great work across the board. It's very much so. Thanks again for joining us here today, Leonard. And next, she is an actress whose credits include The Joy Luck Club, Teen Titans Go, and of course, Futurama. Today, she joins us to discuss the role of Lady Masako. Please welcome back Lauren Tom.
Hi, everybody. So good to see you having all my buddies.
Oh, Lauren, Futurama is back!
I can't
Or I
wait.
should say, coming back once again, right? What, the third time it has risen.
They cannot kill us. They keep trying. But
I know, absolutely. Well, again, Lauren, it's absolutely everything is well in your part of the world.
yes, everything is just great. I just love all the colors of this. It's just such a little burst of joy for everybody since we're all struggling so much. Really, right? It's kind of like a game show. I feel like, come on down.
Who's next?
Your panelists. And speaking of, let's bring our next person to come on down. He is an actor whose body of work includes Lost, The Expanse, The Tick, and G.I. Joe. Today he joins us to discuss the role of Sensei Ishikawa. Please welcome back François Chau.
Hey guys,
Hey, François. How are you,
it's
sir?
hard to follow all these guys, but it's great to be here.
François, it's always glad to have you back. How you been, sir?
Thank you. I've been fine, thank you. How about you, Patty?
I am doing well. Everything's fine. It was great seeing you at our Richmond show, and I'm looking forward to when we can host you on our physical stage again, as well as the virtual ones.
All right, me too.
Absolutely. and finally, he is an actor whose body of work includes The Man in the High Castle, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, and Cirque du Soleil. Today he joins us to discuss the role of protagonist Jin Suke. Please welcome back Daisuke.
Hi,
Hey!
Man himself.
how's it going?
Dice, how are you, young man?
I am doing great. Just fine.
He's ready for his first day of school.
Yeah. Got a haircut. Yes, everybody's commenting on the haircut.
Or it's picture day.
Yeah.
Picture day.
I mean, in a way it is. So yeah.
Everybody gets a free comb.
Want to look good for y'all.
So guys, Dice, how are you in your part of the world?
Just trying to get by. I got some work here and there, but being an actor, it's hard. Don't want to start down, but just being real. Like, yeah.
No, you're not wrong. It's like Karen said, it's like we're all busy, and if we're lucky, we'll get some work out of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's showbiz. You know,
Our job is to audition.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Well, friends, once again, thank you for joining us here on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Our team is going through the chat room right now, pulling out the questions for you. In the meantime, I'd just like to throw this out. Voiceover gigs alone have advanced certainly very much, but video game gigs have advanced tremendously with the innovation of technology, the working of motion capture, and just with the expansion of the narratives and the roles, the choices, and of course, the endless efforts. For each of you, what was the most challenging part of working on this game?
I'll go first. This was my first time doing a mocap game, so I really had to get used to all the logistics. Dice, I did all my scenes with Dice basically, and he was just such a cool, calm cucumber, just a pro at it. And so they put this camera on your head, and like I didn't know that you had to thank God I was wearing a hoodie that I tied around my waist because I had to put all of these props and get them to stay there. And so because it was such a difficult role, I had to go super deep, right? So I'm in this internal world and I'm trying to get this sword to not fall off my body and the mic to stay right and the camera. And I just felt like it was like trying to do 14 things at once. That was the hardest part for me. I had never been used to that. And also seeing your face on that monitor or your nose looks like just like an 8 Cleveland and just trying to remove all the ego from your mind. Like, okay, I look atrocious, but hey, it's all about the acting. So anyway, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, for me, challenging, it was all challenging, but it was such a pleasure to work with, everybody here and Patrick Gallagher and everybody, the all Asian American cast. It's such a pleasure. So, obviously first time playing a protagonist in a video game, it's a lot of work. But I enjoyed all of it. So it didn't feel like a difficult challenge. If anything, the challenging part is the most mundane part, which is like the end of a long voiceover, for me it was like an 8-hour thing. And then at the end, all of this sounds that are coming out of my mouth doesn't really have any meanings anymore. I think it's a word that I'm saying, but I can't tell anymore. So yeah, that was the hardest for me.
Yeah.
For me, it's like developing the character over, I think I worked over, 3.5 years or something like that, and, you go in and you do a day and then it might be 4 months before you do another one. And you're trying to piece together the story, you guys got the story. I didn't get the story. So
I didn't. I was right there with you, Karen. I didn't get the story either.
Oh, you didn't either?
No, not. I got thrown in the deep end too.
Yeah. And then what was really funny was Dice had posted the Game Awards, right? Mm-hmm. He posted it on Facebook. It was the Game Awards, and I said, wait a minute, I did a game about samurai. I wonder if it's the same game. And I was like, how many games could there be about samurai?
Okay. I wasn't not in the know. I knew what game I was. You rapped Ghost and you didn't know what you were doing, Karen?
No. Not that I didn't know. I because it took so long that when Dice posted the Game Awards, right?
They also had a code name for it.
It's true.
It's true. That okay.
And then you never know if you're in another game, because I think I told Dice that after that there were 3 other video games that I read for with a character named Jim.
Right.
Oh.
So you don't know if it's part of the.
Yeah, I wonder what the number of baby names named
are going to be named
if Jim
after.
became super popular in 2020.
It's a good name. That's a solid name.
Yeah.
I think.
I'm pretty sure there's 0 Ryuzos.
Also, nobody can pronounce it.
Yeah, Ryuzo's the hardest. That was that was a challenge for everybody. To say Ryuzo's name.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say so. For me, in a weird sort of going off of what Karen was saying about the time of it, I think one of the interesting challenges was my character went through a bunch of transformations and iterations from the character that I auditioned for and was originally cast as and initially started working. And then as the game progressed over the years, there were adjustments and shifts and things that were happening. And so it was actually, I don't know, I feel like it was a fun challenge, but yeah, a challenge nonetheless. That's like, all right, we got to keep pivoting. Don't forget everything that we've done over the last like 2 years, but we're going to sort of shift things this way. And it's like, all right, cool. Yeah. This is the work. This is why we're here. Yeah.
I think piggybacking off of what Earl was saying was I remember the first day after I got cast. The first day was not mocap with dice. It was I was in the audio booth, and I was like I didn't know the character, and we were still figuring it out. And I'm on the horse, and I'm supposed to be talking to Dice, and Dice is not there, and I'm on the horse, and they're like, "You're panting, and you're grunting, and you're having a great time chatting." I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm going to get fired!" Like, it's like Lawrence, it's like 10,000 things, but I didn't know this character yet, and I hadn't figured. We ended up not using that stuff from that day. Like Earl said, a lot of the stuff evolves, and the writing shifts and stuff like that. But that day, I was like, "Oh my god, I don't know this character, and I don't know what I'm doing."
I'm gonna get a nicely worded letter being like, all right.
Yeah.
But wasn't our director Amanda amazing?
Yes.
Amazing.
She was like a rock.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the day I
They had
started,
our
we didn't have Amanda yet. Amanda came in after.
Oh, okay.
I think because they were like, Leonard's really bad. We need to bring Amanda in.
we need an Amanda.
We needed Amanda because Leonard doesn't know what he's doing.
Oh, stop.
Exactly. They're wild.
She's just fishing now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
She had to be so specific with each one of us,
Okay,
to tell us exactly what we needed to know.
Oh, Francois wants to
François hasn't
Is it
spoken.
my turn? No.
yes, sir.
No, it's great. It's great. I'll raise my hand each time. I would say the most, I wouldn't say challenging, but was the face scan for me. Remember, you had to. I drove down to wherever we had to go.
San Diego.
And and we sat, and then there was a bank of like gazillion cameras, 360, and
All
we
the
sat there
dots.
for a couple hours going, and the director's telling you, okay, now do this and that and that, and that, all day, for like 3 hours. I was like, oh my god! And some of that stuff you never do, so it's hard to, go, okay, raise your left eyebrow.
Good job.
That was the
I
most.
can do it.
Also,
Creating it.
there you go. The length of time I didn't realize the length of time these games take to make. I was, like 2.5 years after I started, I was like, hey guys, do you have a schedule? Do you have to keep? Or you just, keep going until you get everything you want? And the guy said, yeah, usually that's about right. It's like an average of, he said, like 3.5 years, right? Which is good for us, I guess.
Yeah.
Absolutely. A real dear friend of mine was for Red Dead Redemption, and he was like, so what are you working on lately? Working on something. Can't say. It was just like for such a long time, and of course I imagine you were all like bound by I'm working on something. Yeah, and everybody's like, if you're working on something that long, it must be a movie, but I haven't read or heard anything about it. Yeah, so kudos to all of you for having to be evasive for all those years, and yes, and absolutely kudos to your talents and your skills and the performances you brought to your roles, because as actors, this is not the stage that any of us ever envisioned working on. And again, but the fact of the matter is that everything still begins with good performers, and you guys really knocked it out of the park with these characters. And I think the game's success and the fans in the room would agree. So thank you all for what you brought to the table on this project.
Thank you.
So, and we are good to go on our audience questions. Let's go ahead and roll our first one, which comes from Errol. This is a loaded question. Who is your favorite character in the game? I give you the absolution to pick your own character. You are free to do that without any judgment.
Everybody's cool except for Jen. Everybody's cool. Love everybody except for Jen. Right, I'm done.
Everyone else.
And yes, and you can say everybody as well.
Isn't the game called Sensei Ishikawa? I don't understand.
Sequel, baby. Sequel.
Or
I think one of
prequel.
my favorite characters is the wind. Actually, in the game, deep
It's
philosophical.
true though. No, it's
Arty,
beautiful.
right?
It is actually a character, as well
It's
as
a
like
character.
the history and
Sound
the
and-
lore of it being the guiding spirit
Right.
of his father.
Yeah.
Well, I would say the island itself.
Oh,
Double
I'm trying
down.
to top care.
Yeah,
The island of Tsushima is its own
Nature.
character.
But I would say the fox. The cute fox.
the
Okay.
fox is the main
The
character.
fox.
The fox is actually the Ghost of Tsushima.
Ah,
This is gonna be really weird. There is a NPC. I love my NPCs. There is one NPC that is asleep in a camp, and it's the silliest, most wonderful, and ridiculous line. But it is a hungry, starving peasant man, and he is dreaming about potatoes, and he has this line of like, juicy potatoes. And there's something about the way that juicy potato line is delivered that it just hits me right there. And so hats off to Juicy Potato Man.
Yeah. I want to give a quick shout out though. Kenji. Yeah, I think a lot of fans
Yeah,
love
yeah.
Kenji
He's
because
great.
he's like
It's
the
true.
comedic, relief. But he's in the show. James is in Barry.
Barry. He's
And
so
he's
good.
doing an amazing job. He's
He's
a
so good.
kick-ass character in that.
He's
So
so
if you
great.
haven't seen, I mean, Barry's a
James is
great
so
show.
Yeah.
yeah, finally got Henry his long overdue Emmy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting here. I'm still trying to figure out what NPC stands for. What the hell is he
Playable.
talking about? What the
Non-playable character.
what? Okay. Thank you. I've learned something today.
And
There you
now
go.
it's kind of like fallen into modern parlance too, as somebody in your life that is just completely ineffectual. Yeah. Well, the guys I work with are all NPCs. And that's an example. I don't mean that about the fine GalaxyCon staff.
Yeah, drama.
Oh wow!
That was not against you, Paul. That was not against you. Once again, producer Paul strikes.
I love it.
I'll throw this out as far as favorite characters go. One thing that I really loved in this is that they were creatively. I think they took a lot of chances, especially François and Lauren's character, because usually in video games you don't see characters at that age being that active in the story or having their own arcs and stuff like that. So
Correct.
there's a lot of pushback against ageism in terms of the characters in this stuff. Usually it's like in these games, like here's your main character and here's the sage and here's the wacky group of player characters to go along. Here's the funny one, here's the grim one, and all right, go to it and avenge the family and everything else too. And this game really tweaked a lot of those conventions in a really great way.
And the
So-
fact that my character was bi.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love that.
Yeah.
Representation.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
did you just
Inclusion is everything.
dude? Did you just call us old?
No, no, I said the characters were.
More experience.
You are you. Yes.
Francois, they had to age us up.
I did. Yeah.
They actually did.
Obviously.
All right, Errol. There's you got it. That's a fun one to start us off with. Thank you. And what do we have next? Here's one from Beanie. Do you all have a dream place to live in or move to?
Oh,
Aw.
Oh.
a house. It's kind of the truth.
A house.
A house.
Money down.
Dice's next sentence is, "But I'm an actor."
But we are actors.
It's
I would have to
apartments
say
or
someplace-
mansions. There's no in
Yeah.
between.
Someplace tropical, because I can't
Yeah.
stand the cold. So anywhere.
And you're in LA.
That's why I'm here in LA. Yeah.
You know, my family and I took a vacation. It was one of those fundraiser charity events where we were just trying to get the auction started. So we signed our name and then we ended up winning it.
Oh wow!
So we had to go.
Amazing.
But it was the best vacation I have ever had. And my family can never go back. We went to Bora Bora. We can never go back because we'll never be able to top that experience. So honestly, if you ever get a chance for whatever reason to go there, it is paradise on earth. You can't believe that a place like that still exists on this planet where
Bora.
the water is so clear and it's turquoise and you can see your feet and just all of the fish, and we were snorkeling and it just was, we were in heaven. I mean, I don't know if I could live there, but I mean, to visit, I mean, I just wish that upon everyone to be able to visit there one day, somewhere there in Tahiti.
Tahiti, yeah.
Writing that down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want a house in Iceland. I want to live in a little house in Iceland.
Iceland.
In and around Reykjavik, but doesn't have to be. But I used to live in London and had a chance to go up to Iceland on a trip and kind of fell in love with just the whole vibe. And it's ridiculous and cold, and I know it sounds really bizarre, but like I would just love to live there for a minute, just for a little while.
And the lights there, I mean, it's the Northern Lights. It looks amazing.
Yeah, the Northern Lights are incredible. That was one of the specific reasons why I went up. And actually, hilariously enough, that was where I found out. I received a phone call from my agent, finding out that I got cast in Avengers: Age of Ultron when I was up there, and the Northern Lights were happening. It was one of those like bizarre, like what is going on in my life moments. But yeah, that's why I think Iceland is also one of those places where I'm like, I could live there. And it's horrifyingly cold sometimes, and it gets dark and stays dark, or it stays light for a really long time. But like, I don't know. If I could, I'd probably get a little house there.
Right on.
I'm a typical actor. I love, when I book jobs and they send me places, it's always someplace I've never been.
Yeah.
And that's like really fun because you're working. So, you have a function, you get a per diem, and then on your time off or whatever, you can go and explore. And it's often a place that you wouldn't think of going to. Like, we did Flatch in Wilmington. I wouldn't have thought to go to Wilmington, but I like that. It's kind of random, like when you're booked somewhere, right, to go shoot somewhere. And you guys go to more interesting places. I noticed over the years, like François, you've gone to a lot of different places to film.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I don't know if it's more different or more
Rambling
than anybody
nomads.
else.
Well, I find that as a woman, I tend to go to Warner Brothers or Paramount or, somewhere I can drive. Whereas the guys get to go to Singapore and they go to all these different places. And I'm like,
I did
guy.
enjoy my trips. I did enjoy my trips to Hawaii when we were doing Lost. That was sweet.
Oh, yeah.
That was sweet. That was 3-4 times a year. I was like, hey. When I got the job, I thought, hey, Hawaii, here I come. And the first scene we did was in Burbank. So just to let you guys know that it's not that glamorous
Right.
all the time. So
Magic of Hollywood.
yeah.
Well, you're done for the rest of the day. Hey, why don't you take the opportunity and go to Disneyland?
Right.
Oh wow, Dice. What be your dream dwelling or location?
Oh, I thought I already answered. But a house anywhere. I think it would. I mean,
4 walls,
maybe
a
I'm
roof.
Maybe I'm just being too realistic about this question. But it's like I just want somewhere in Los Angeles. But yeah, if I could have all the monies, I would be like, I guess Tokyo, a house in Tokyo, a house in LA, house in New York. I just want a house
Houses
in all the
everywhere.
Yeah.
That's kind of greedy though. But like Karen said, I went to Japan to shoot 1 day for Invasion, and then because of quarantine, I was there for like 2 weeks. Just
Nice.
I was supposed to like stay in my hotel, but I just went for a walk.
Walk.
Well,
I was very careful.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's fine. There you have it. All right, and Leonard, bring us home. What
I mean, I'm kind of with François. Hawaii.
Mm.
I'd live in Hawaii. Yeah.
What island?
Oh.
I really love Kauai. I
Yeah.
love the quiet.
Oh, yeah.
Right
the
answer.
outdoors.
Right.
Yeah.
Lauren
You
says
surprised.
correct.
Yeah. I was just there in February before I had to do American Born Chinese, and it's just
Oh,
nice to
nice.
reset there.
Nice.
All right, there you have it. Beanie, great question. Thank you for that one. And let's roll another one. And here's one from PS Queen. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, classic.
Take it away, Earl.
So a few people know this. My go-to karaoke song is "Toxic" by Britney Spears.
I would love to hear you do
Yes.
Yes. She's a queen, and congratulations to Queen Britney. She recently got married.
Yeah.
We love
That's
you.
right. Yeah.
There was an unexpected guest at the server service, but you know.
Yeah, it's true. A little awkward, but you know.
What's she doing here?
I love karaoke, but I always like to try to sing a new song as much as possible. So I don't have a go-to, but I know all of the Bare Naked Ladies song. I'm kind of a nerd,
Wow.
so that might be my go-to band.
Mhm.
They're not easy, so kudos to you.
It's a lot of words.
There's a lot
There's
of
some
words.
of them, yeah. Or if I want a belt, I would try and do Sia, but a lot that does not sound.
Oh man.
That does not sound
I've
good.
heard the Sia.
Oh, you
It's
have?
pretty great though. I think you did it at your birthday.
I'm one of them, yeah.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
song? Chandelier?
I don't remember one of them.
I think it was Chandelier.
Was it?
Chandelier.
Amazing.
I'm pretty sure it was Chandelier.
She's got some
I
tips.
think at that birthday, I think I also heard some Hamilton. If I don't remember.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
I
throwing it down.
auditioned for Hamilton song, but yeah, I'm not a rapper person, so. Does anybody else do karaoke here?
No.
Yeah, who's got
Come on.
We have to go.
I'm thinking about next birthday. Who am I inviting from here?
Well, then I brought it out. As opposed to karaoke, what's the song maybe you hear on the radio or whatever that you're like, oh yeah, and you're singing to it in the car,
Yeah.
Belting it for yourself
or you're when you're doing housework, got the background sound is
in the shower.
yeah.
Wait, who are we asking?
Everybody.
Just what's
Oh, it's everybody.
what,
Okay, okay.
yeah, just
No,
yeah.
I feel like Journey's the go-to, right? Like, don't stop. Like,
Yeah.
like I can't sing those notes, and I'm a terrible singer. But Journey.
But you
so-
go for him anyway.
You just gotta go.
Why
for it.
not? You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
So I love picking up clues from my kids who turn me on to music I don't know.
Mhm.
So I'm obsessed with the Bleachers right now, who's led by Jack Antonoff, and there's so many songs. His idol is Bruce Springsteen, so his music is very much like that.
Oh, nice.
So let's sing along in the car time. Stop making this hurt. There's so many great ones, and Dice. There's the most gorgeous song that just goes so deep. It's called "Like a River Runs," and it's Sia singing a Bleachers song. And so if you can get it, just listen to it on Spotify. It's about Jack lost his sister when he was 13. And so it's about how he'll never get over that. And it's just like Sia's version of it is beyond gorgeous.
Wow.
It is so beautiful.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Amazing.
I will listen to it.
Definitely check that out. All right, Karen, you got a
I'm sorry.
no worry, Karen, you got a go-to song?
Probably any musical theater, any Broadway song, like "Being Alive," or I mean, they go by
Yes,
albums.
company.
"Being
you a
Alive"
singer?
is an awesome.
Are you a singer, Karen?
No, I'm an actor who sings.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but I think I did a little night music, and I played Madame Armfelt, and I think it was because it's hard to find an Asian American woman who can sing tenor,
Oh.
because that song is tenor.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my God, this is great. I could just roll out of bed and sing this. I
Aw.
don't barely have to vocalize because it stays within that range.
Mm.
But yeah, it's fun. And then a long time ago, nobody will remember this except for me. There was a group called Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and they did a song called Heidi Ho. and that's like a belt.
I remember Blood,
Yep.
Sweat, and Tears.
You do?
Yeah.
Now we're calling you old.
Oh man, I'm
The
firmly in my.
haircut threw you into a different decade.
Yeah, yeah.
I just turned 53, so trust me, I'm there. You know?
Wow.
Oh,
Three.
what?
Yeah.
33.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
30. What?
There's lots of makeup and lighting.
Oh,
So yeah, brother too. And all right, François, you got a go-do song?
Man, I am old. I have no idea who you guys are talking about. I'm like, what the fuck? Who's Sia? Who's what? I'm sitting here going, I'm going like, I think, I like a Sinatra song. Is
Okay.
yeah.
No, that's
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about my
That's
speed.
kind of a classic.
You know, anything past like I don't know, anything past the 70s is like it's I don't know. So
That's all
Oh,
right.
it's all good, boss. It is absolutely all good. And P.S. Queen, very fun question. Thank you. And what do we have next? Here's going to be one from Torsen. If your characters were to write an autobiography, what would be the title?
Oh no.
Wow.
Character would write an autobiography. What would be the title? I am the ghost.
Goat.
How to be the
Yes.
ghost?
Yes, I am the ghost.
Yes, I am. The ghost. 12 steps to being the ghost.
Hey, unleashing your inner ghost.
Oh, well, that's a good one.
That's the self-help book. That's the companion piece, not the autobiography.
Mine would be My Secret Lover.
Aw.
Oh,
Wow.
some Danielle Steele action right there.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Instead of success is the greatest revenge, it would be revenge is the greatest revenge.
Wow.
Great.
Yep. Who's got another one? I think their character would do. Yeah.
oh man, that's hard. I guess mine would be like you know, oh geez, here's Jin again.
I love that.
Yeah, no, I dig that.
Coming back.
I absolutely dig that. Oh my. Earl, what you got?
Probably burn it all down.
Question mark?
Burn it all
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, that's good.
Mine would be. I think these books were already done when during like Men's Health or whatever, but it would be eat this, not that.
Huh.
It was like a book that they used to come out with, like in health magazines, about like what calorically is healthy for you versus, you know. Well, I feel
For
like
the
that was
love
very
of a
much.
burger.
What was their opinion on juicy potatoes?
That's, you know, they probably as a Men's Health they'd be like starchy, bad, stay away from it.
Too much starch.
Carbs of the devil.
But they give you such wonderful dreams. Torisan, fun question. Thank you. I think we had time for one more. Let's see if we can go on a really fun one. And this is gonna come from Peter. What is the weirdest or most adventurous thing you have ever eaten?
Oh.
Or maybe I'll say maybe got put in front of you and you were like, you know what? I can't. I give it that.
I was in Cambodia. This was actually I went to Cambodia and then Tsushima, sort of as research because I was doing a play about Cambodia, and you know the street vendors, they would have all kinds of weird stuff. So they would have snake and bugs, and I think I ate is it a scorpion? It's one of those bugs. It was all fried, so everything kind of tasted the same, like fried,
Crispy.
taste. Crispy.
Yeah.
But eventually I got not food poisoning, but diarrhea.
But it was
Worth
food
it?
poisoning.
Question.
Let's just cut to the chase.
It was worth the experience, Frog, they had frog, but yeah, a lot of those. It was fun.
I'm not
It was
adventurous
worth it.
eater at all. And I remember Matt Groening took the cast of Futurama to this Mexican restaurant somewhere in LA. And I'd never been there before. I can't remember the name of it. My kids would remember. But anyway, they served fried crickets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Have you had that? I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. It sounded crunchy.
It's Galaxy. It sounded like down near Koreatown.
Yeah. That was it. That was it, François.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Those crickets were good though. You should have tried them.
They're good.
I'm part Chinese, so there's not much. There's not much that we don't. It's like, hey, it's food. Let's try it. So there isn't anything that we wouldn't. I shouldn't speak for all
You're
Chinese
brave.
people, but
No, it's true. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
You're brave too, Karen.
Yeah, I am adventuresome. Usually I'll go to a restaurant, open the menu, and whatever I haven't eaten is what I order. Up to a point. Yeah. I'm not like that anymore because my stomach is more sensitive now. But I think that I guess wild boar is the...
Oh.
I've also had like pig lips because somebody dared me.
No.
Yeah.
Why the
Somebody
lips?
dared me.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
yes, he
you
said
know what?
you eat every other part of the pig.
The lips
not
of
the
pig?
lips. Yeah.
yeah.
I haven't eaten pork since I saw Okja. Have you ever seen that?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okja.
No
Yeah,
more.
me too.
Oh, my heart.
He
Well,
wasn't
I mean,
even
no,
big.
that's like I that Okja, or I watched too many YouTube videos. I'm a vegetarian now, so I'm very unadventurous
Oh.
because of those Okja and those
Thank you.
those
Yeah.
documentaries. I was like, I'm not eating meat anymore.
Thank you.
So I think I've eaten some weird things, like weird things. I've had possum.
What? No.
In Australia, there's a whole, it's a,
Yes.
in Australia, they eat all
I
sorts
had
of things as
kangaroo
well,
down there.
Kangaroo is kind of normal. And
Yeah.
sort of
Koalas?
it's cheaper than no, not koala. You don't want to eat koala. You definitely don't.
Emu.
Oh my
Emu.
God.
But like emu, I've had emu.
Yes.
Was possum worth it?
Possum was really interesting. Like I think it was also specifically like the restaurant. There's a couple of restaurants that specialize in what they call bush tucka. But it's essentially like Australian, like indigenous ingredients and flavors, and including animals and things like that. And it's sort of a lot of derives from indigenous understandings around ecology and food, like how what we eat should reflect sort of how we live and things like that. And so like it's a bunch of places do sort of varying degrees of that. But I got to have. It was quite a bizarre sort of like, oh wow, things that you don't think about eating, let alone seeing. And then it's like, yeah, have one of these, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to say no because I'm here. But yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned Australia. I almost forgot because when I was down there, I had kangaroo and not possum, but emu. Yeah.
Yeah, there you have it. So Leonard, was there any exotic fruits or
as I said,
veggies that you've ever?
He's vegetarian.
I'm
He
a
doesn't.
No, but I say as a vegetarian because there's
Yeah.
some like
Special
I'm a-
mushrooms.
If
Durian?
I'm like
Yeah, durian.
have you had durian?
Durian,
I'm a big fan of Chopped, and they're always pulling out these strange exotic things. And of course, the one bald chef's like, "Yeah, it grows in a province at the time. It's a rare form of cactus." So I don't know. I don't know if you ever tried anything like that. Or just pretty much just straight arrow.
I'm so boring. I apologize.
No, it's all good, brother. It's all
Yeah.
good. Being a Floridian,
feel
of course, I've
monster.
had gator and armadillo.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Armadillo. Wow.
Well, it's stew. It make it in a stew, and you put anything in a stew, it's all gonna taste the same. There's not really,
Stewie.
yeah,
Really, yeah.
yeah. It's kind of underwhelming, but there you have it. Oh, I guess this has been absolutely wonderful. Any final words before we take our leave?
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you for being fans.
Thank you so
I
much.
was-
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Dropping
I
by.
was so touched because I played a character that has dementia, and so many fans were reminded of their nannies and uncles and who
Oh,
had
yeah.
dementia. So I've really been touched about that.
Yes.
Oh, very nice, very nice, very nice. Friends, once again, thank you for joining us here on the GalaxyCon virtual stage. Thank you to our audience for joining us. And as always, thank you for your great questions. Hope to see everybody again soon. Until then, bye-bye, take care. And remember, friends, smiles are free, so spend them often.